Alrighty, it looks like it is 8:05, so let's get started with our 2019-2020 Hoops Premium Stock Basketball Random Player 1 Megabox Break number 1. Just like with all of our random breaks, we list everybody in random.org in the order of which they purchased their spots. We'll randomize that list 5 times and then match that up against an alphabetical player list from the product. Good luck, everybody. Once, twice, 3 times, 4, and number 5. And we've got Dusty in the top spot. And we've got Jay in the bottom spot. I'll just cut and paste this beside our list here. There we go. I'll just blow this up here. Alrighty, so I'll cut and paste our list over to the right, sort it by everybody's names and Twitter handles. You'll notice some random handles in the break. I ran a little Twitter contest earlier this week, giving away a few free spots. So if you're wondering why those are in the list, that is why. That was my attempt at marketing. Don't know how great that was, but what the heck. Sometimes you got to try some stuff. Well, it's nice, Richard. You've got a little shop by you. Yeah, that is always marketing. That is just always a fun thing, finding a new card shop. You just never know what kind of treasures you might find. Sorry about that clicking noise. One of the little, whoa, what is that? One of the little tabs from the bottom of my keyboard, the little feet fell off, so I had to click it back in place. Yeah, I mean that's Mark. That is always one of my favorite things, and one of the things that I like about the shops that we have here is they both have a pretty good selection of older 90s stuff. You know that you can always get a little bit of. You don't have to spend a bazillion dollars to get a box of cards necessarily. Not that there's anything wrong with spending a bazillion dollars on a box of cards, but sometimes it's nice to just spend 20 bucks and get a box of something just for the fun of opening it. Although one of our shops here locally, he used to have like a storage unit full of junk wax, and he's went through just about all of it in the last year, which is tough because I used to be able to go in there and get a box for 10 bucks. Now I can't. So it's kind of a bummer, but oh well. That is the price of progress, I guess, and having a bigger, more robust hobby. So I guess that's a relatively small price to pay. Progress does not come cheap. Yeah, he had a ton. I mean, he's made out like a bandit this past year with all of his unopened product, because he's been hoarding it pretty hard the last couple of years. So he's done pretty well with that. I know that that somebody's got one up. Ivan had tweeted that it was over 100 with 3 days left, and I figured it'd go for at least a $500,000 because I figured one of those fractional companies will buy it. I mean, that's what I would do if I was in charge of one of those companies. That would be a card I would specifically target and spend an obscene amount of money on, because you can easily market that to your customers, for fractional shares. And I'll admit, whoever gets it, whichever one of the companies that does that ends up with it, I'm totally in. I will buy shares of that card, just because realistically I'll never own one, but I would love to own a piece of one. Do you know what it's up to now, Mark? I think it's going for easily 500, and maybe higher, and maybe it could easily be higher, but I would be shocked if it went for a penny less than $500,000. There's like 32 of them. That card stock is absolutely terrible. There's print dots all over it. I've watched back and this was like in probably like 84 or 85. I was like 12 years old. I would watch people open rack cases of that, vending. You could always get really good 81s in shape. You could get second years in shape, even though the card stock was bad. It didn't have the print dot issues. But 80s just got such terrible print dot issues. Between that and the terrible stock, like you can't even pull something like that out of vending. You could open case after case of it. I dare say in my teenage years, I probably watched 3 or 4 vending cases of that get open. And, there may have been one like 9, but it's such a tough card to find. Even the 9s are super hard to find and have been undervalued for years. Yeah, I think PWCC's got one up that's running. I got the email about it, I want to say like Thursday, and then I even tweeted something about it yesterday because I commented on it. Yeah, it's worth every penny. Given the climate and the market that we're in right now, if it goes for anything short of $500,000, it's blasphemy. Just because of how scarce it is. How many of them have been graded? How many of them are out there? And there's 32 10s. And the vast majority of them are locked away by either set registry people. There's a couple of hardcore Ricky people that have deep pockets, and 2 or 3 of those, maybe probably more like 5 or 6 of those collectors have them that they bought back in the 90s when PSA was still, kind of a fledgling thing in the early to mid 90s when they were getting started. But those things are tucked away. I mean, we'll see more and more of them come out once this result goes, but that's a tough card. Very tough card. Tough card considering how many of them were actually printed versus how many PSA 10s exist. Really tough. I'm very curious to see where it ends at, though. I guess it ends tomorrow night. So I guess we'll know tomorrow. I don't know that for certain, but I just assume a card like that, you're going to end it on Sunday night around 9:30, 10 o'clock Eastern, something like that. But anyway, enough of me rambling on about things. That's just such a great card. I don't think it gets the respect that it's due even by 80 standards, because Ripken overshadows it, or at least the Topps Traded did for a long time. Mattingly's 84 Donruss, Puckett and Clemens out of 84 Fleer Update have overshadowed it at various times. Of course, the McGuire in 85 in the late 90s during the home run chase, that was a huge deal. But I just never felt like the Ricky really, he was just steadily great for a very long time. But because he was so cocky and arrogant about it, nobody ever really gave him his due. And again, that's just my 2 cents. I grew up a huge Ricky fan when I was a little kid. I think some of them could not, maybe not to that height. It's just that's kind of the perfect storm of a legendary player, incredibly bad card stock, and the print dot issue um, is just really terrible in 80. But I could see some other 70s cards getting to that realm maybe. You know, I think if you could find, well, I don't know if it'll get to 500,000. The 84 football, the Marino and Elway rookies are notoriously diamond cut. But they grade, you know, there's some 10s out there of those that have a slight diamond cut and they still graded a 10, which is absurd. But if you could find a truly pristine, like 50-50 top to bottom, left to right, even cut, uh, Marino or Elway, I think you could find somebody that would pay at least $500,000 for it. Not simply just a PSA 10, because there's a bunch of PSA 10s out there in both of those cards that have the slight diamond cut on them. So that's not really, I don't consider those valid gems, and that's just me. Alrighty, well, now that we have been through our list and we've talked about 80s card, vintage, well, I don't want to say vintage because they're not vintage, modern rookie cards. Let's open our box and see what we get. I'm excited to open this. I have not opened one of these megas yet. So we've got 10 8-card packs, and there should be a red Cracked Ice Prism in each pack. And I think we get a couple silvers. And I'm just going to tear the center of the box like I do our Prism Football mega boxes, because that's what all the packs are. These are some big packs. These are like the Mosaic mega packs. So there's our packs right there. There's our empty box. And these are some beefy packs. Set those there. Pack number 1. Yeah, I'm really curious to kind of see what the next 6 to 12 months holds as far as pricing of like huge cards like that, because we're still going to see more money come into the market. I don't think we're done with that. I think we're just getting started. Kevin Durant, Kimba, Jeff Teague, DeMar DeRozan. We have a Tremont Waters rookie. We have a Kyrie tribute. That's part of the base set, yeah. And then we have a Jawant Murray red Cracked Ice Prism. Obviously a theme tonight with tonight's breaks with the red ice between the prism and then the hoops. And then our last card is a Will Barton silver. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, Mark. I like the hoops. We've opened a bunch of hangers. This is our first mega. I've got a few megas stashed for later in the season. We'll slowly go through them, and I've still got a ton of hangers. I like it too. That's nice. It's at a good price point too. I feel like it's a good value break because it's not quite out of control price-wise. So I really love that. Pack number 2. Of course now, well, look at that. Look at that. I'll set those down. We'll go ahead and do this one. I don't want this one to sit on the mat. How about that? A little R.J. Barrett silver rookie. How about that? If you hear that sound in the background, that's my cat Grayson. He is incredibly upset that he is not taking part in this break. And now he is being shooed away from the door. How about that? Very nice card for the Barrett spot. Awesome. All right, now we'll go through the rest of our pack there. Denzel Valentine. LeBron. Brandon Ingram. Got some cards stuck together here. Nikola Vukovic. Yeah, sometimes that happens. Grayson, our cat, is usually really good. Cameron Johnson, Ricky. He's usually good for about the first 2 hours of the live feed. And then that third hour, he's like, what's going on? Why is that door shut? And why can I not go in there? I run this house. I feel like that's his thought process. Look at this. Well, this was just the R.J. Barrett pack. We've got a little tribute Ricky there. So whoever has the Barrett spot's already done incredibly well on this break. Fantastic. And then our red Cracked Ice Prism is Bryn Forbes. Yeah, Mark, I feel like this year, as far as basketball, or I should say 1920, as far as basketball goes, I feel like this is probably the best value. Next pack. Dwight Powell. Kevin Huerter. Will Vince. Awesomeness. Dame. And we have a Justin James rookie. Harrison Barnes. Then we have a John Collins red Cracked Ice Prism. Goes nice with the hot colors. And then we have a arriving now Lucas Samanic. A little bit of printing dust there on that. Not actually on the card. Next pack. Jalen Brunson. Dion Waiters. Russ. Mike Conley. Still upset he's not on the Grizzlies. Speaking of, Jonas Valanciunas. We have a Jalen Noel rookie. And then we have a Cody Martin red Cracked Ice Prism rookie. And then we have a De'Aaron Fox, Get Out the Way. Alrighty, next pack. Justin Jackson. John Collins. Kelly Oubre Jr. Derrick Rose. I hope he just crushes everybody now with the Knicks. Then we have a Darius Garland rookie. We have a Cam Reddish rookie. And then we have a Lou Williams red Cracked Ice Prism. And then our last card in the pack is a Derek Jones Jr. Frequent Flyers insert. Got a little silhouetted picture there at the bottom. Very nice card. Alrighty. Next pack. Reggie Jackson. Ben Simmons. Giannis. Bryn Forbes. Got a little John Stockton tribute. Greatness. And then we have a Carson Edwards silver rookie. And then we have a Klay Thompson red Cracked Ice Prism. Very nice. Oh, how about this? Another silver. 2 silvers in 1 pack. Kawhi. How about that? 2 silvers in 1 pack. Not too bad. Awesome. All right, next pack. First card is Klay Thompson. Then Lou again. LaMarcus Aldridge. Aaron Baines. We have a Daniel Gafford rookie. And, hey, how about that? A little Zion tribute rookie. Nice card for the Zion spot. And then we have a Joe Ingles red Cracked Ice Prism. And then we have a Jason Tatum silver. How about that? Alrighty. Next pack. Karis LeVert. Austin Rivers. Seth Curry. Norman Powell. We have a Cody Martin base rookie to go with the prism that we pulled earlier. Ooh. Ja Morant rookie. How about that? Very nice. And then we have a Diallo Red Cracked Ice Prism. And then we've got a Devin Booker Lights Camera Action insert. Next pack. Wendell Carter Jr. Wilson Chandler. Jonathan Isaac. Jeff Green. Goga rookie. We have a Durant tribute. Whoa, how about this? Look at that. Little Jaw Red Cracked Ice Prism rookie. How about that? Great photo too. Awesome. That is a beautiful card. Yeah, that is pretty darn nice. I might need one of these at some point. I might have to buy myself one. That's awesome. Great hit for the Morant spot. And then our last card in the pack, we've got an Anthony Davis Tribute Silver. All right, here's our last pack. Let's see what we get. It's been a pretty good box so far. Pretty good so far. Tim Hardaway Jr. Josh Richardson. Donovan Mitchell. Terrence Ross. Mike Scott. And then we've got a Will Barton green prism. And then we have a Dame Tribute Red Cracked Ice Prism. And then our last card in the box is a Lights Camera Action Donovan Mitchell Prism Parallel. Very sharp. Well, all right, that was quite a box. That was quite a box. So now that we've opened all of our packs, let's go back through our list and see who got what. Oh, that's awesome, Richard. It's fantastic. Alrighty, so let me get some of these in order. There's a lot of stuff in this box. We've got some inserts. We've got our red ice prisms. We've got a stack of rookies. We've got silver prisms. A lot of stuff. I feel like this was a pretty nice box. Let's do our inserts first. And then we'll go to our rookies and then our prism parallels. So and this is going to take a few minutes just because we've got so many inserts, rookies, and parallels, which is not a bad thing. So our Devin Booker Lights Camera Action, that goes to Brian. I guess it would help if I moved the list up on the screen. There we go. All right. So that goes to Brian. And then our Derek Jones Jr. Frequent Flyers insert goes to Fred. Congrats on that, Fred. And then our De'Aaron Fox Get Out the Way insert goes to Dave. Congrats on that, Dave. And then our Arriving Now Lucas Salmonick insert goes to Fred. Doubling up quick. Congrats on that. And then our Lights, Camera, Action Donovan Mitchell Prism insert also goes to Fred. Fred with the quick triple. Fantastic. Alrighty, so now let's go to our rookie cards. First is our Goga rookie, and that goes to Hank. Congrats on that, Hank. And then next is our Cody Martin rookie, and also one of our Prism parallels as well. And both of those go to Brian. Congrats on that, Brian. And then next is our Daniel Gafford rookie, and that goes to Thanks Max. Congratulations on that. And then next is our Cam Reddish rookie, and that goes to Richard. Congrats on that, Richard. And the next is Darius Garland, and that goes to Josh. Congrats on that, Josh. And then next is our Jalen Noel rookie, and that goes to Brian. Congrats on that. And the next is Justin James, and that goes to Dave. Doubling up. And the next is our Cameron Johnson rookie, and that goes to Dusty. Congrats on that, Dusty. And then our last base rookie here is Tremont Waters, and that goes to David M. Congrats on that. And then we've got our Ja Morant base rookie along with our Ja Morant red Cracked Ice Prism, and those both go to Lawrence. Congratulations on those, Lawrence. Great hits. And then we have our R.J. Barrett rookie tribute, and then also our R.J. Barrett silver prism. And those both go to Fred. Congrats on those, Fred. Very nice. And then our last rookie is our Zion tribute rookie, and that goes to Jay. Thanks for joining us this week, Jay. Not too shabby there. Very nice. So next we'll go through all of our prisms. We've got a green prism. We've got 6 silvers, and then 10 red Cracked Ice. So our green prism of Will Barton, and that goes to Tim P. Congrats on that, Tim. And then our Anthony Davis tribute silver prism, and that goes to Fred. Congrats on that, Fred. Then we have our Jason Tatum silver, and that goes to Fred as well. Building up a stack. Very nice. And then next we have our Kawhi Leonard silver, and that goes to Dave. Congrats on that, Dave. And then we have our Carson Edwards silver, and that goes to Brian. Congrats on that, Brian. I don't think so, Richard. So we had a Will Barton silver and a Will Barton green prism. Crazy. So now we're on to our red Cracked Ice Prisms. First is our Dame Tribute Prism, and that goes to Terry. Congrats on that, Terry. Thanks for joining us this week. And then next is our Hamidou Diallo, and that goes to M. Art Known. Congrats on that. And then next is our Joe Ingalls, and that goes to Jason. Congrats on that, Jason. And then next is our Clay Thompson, and that goes to Melissa. Congrats on that, Melissa. And then next is our Lou Williams, and that goes to Lawrence. Congrats on that. And then next is John Collins, and that goes to Josh. Congrats on that. And then next is the Bryn Forbes, and that goes to John. Congrats on that, John. Thanks for joining us this evening. And then our last red Cracked Ice Prism is to Jointe Murray, and that goes to Richard. How about that? Congratulations on that. My goodness, that is a lot of cards there. That's just what we sleeved, all the prisms and rookies and inserts. Pretty nice though. I thought that was a good box. Pretty good box, some nice rookies in there. Well, alrighty. That concludes our 2019-2020 Hoops Premium Stock Basketball Random Player 1 Mega Box Break number 1. Thanks to all of you that bought spots in the break. As always, we appreciate you all supporting our breaks the way you do. Thanks to everybody that joined us in the live feed for the break this evening and stayed with us throughout the night. We certainly appreciate that. And everybody in chat, it's always great talking with you all. That does conclude our break schedule for the evening. We've got our schedule posted for next week there on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. But I hope that everybody enjoyed themselves. I know I certainly did. And we'll look forward to seeing you all next Saturday. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and hope the week ahead is a little warmer for most of us. And we'll look forward to seeing you back here next Saturday. Thanks again, everybody.